Well, we should certainly do a better job patrolling the borders in Canada. In fact, this recent case with the young lawyer who had tuberculosis being waved through by a border guard because he said he looked okay is a problem. And we've got to strengthen our border patrols on both sides. But let's go back to the essential issue here. We are a country of immigrants. We're also a country of laws. And the question is, how do we balance that appropriately? I am hopeful that we can solve this problem constructively. I think Joe is exactly right that we want to have a situation in which those who are already here, are playing by the rules, are willing to pay a fine and go through a rigorous process, should have a pathway to legalization. And I think most Americans will support that if they have some sense that the border is also being secured. What they don't want is a situation in which there is a pathway to legalization and you've got another several hundred thousands of folks coming in every year. And that, I think, is a sensible position we should be able to arrive at.
We're going to move on to the next question, but before we do, one related question, and I'm going to periodically ask you to raise your hand if you agree or if you agree with the question. And I want you to raise your hand if you believe English should be the official language of the United States. The only hand I see is Senator Gravel.
Yeah, we speak English. That doesn't mean we can't encourage other languages. I speak French and English. And people speak Spanish and English. But the official language of the United States of America is English.
Can I just make a point, though? I have to say that that kind of question...
All right, hold on.
This is the kind of question that is designed precisely to divide us. You know, you're right. Everybody is going to learn to speak English if they live in this country. The issue is not whether or not future generations of immigrants are going to learn English. The question is, how can we come up with both a legal, sensible immigration policy? And when we get distracted by those kinds of questions, I think we do a disservice to the American people.
All right, hold on. We're going to save our applause till the end, please. Senator Clinton.
Wolf, let me add that we faced that in the Senate last year as to whether we would or would not vote for it. The problem is that if it becomes official instead of recognized as national, which indeed it is our national language. If it becomes official, that means in a place like New York City, you can't print ballots in any other language. That means you can't have government pay for translators in hospitals, so when somebody comes in with some sort of emergency, there's nobody there to help translate what their problem is for the doctors. So many of us, I did at least, voted to say that English was our national language, but not the official language because of the legal consequences of that.
Senator Dodd, you know, most of the polls show an overwhelming majority of the American public favors making English the official language of the United States.
Well, I think the points been made by Barack Obama and Hillary are very, very important here. This is the kind of question that does divide us. Just a related point here. We need to be encouraging more language training in our country. At the time of the 9/11 attacks here, we had advertisements running in national newspapers for anybody who could speak Arabic here. We have too few of our people in this country that can understand second languages. This is the 21st century. This is a global economy. We need to encourage more diversity in that. Certainly we have a national language here. Right. I speak fluent Spanish, along with Bill Richardson. Right. I'm proud of the fact I speak 2 languages. But we ought to be encouraging more of that in the country and not talking about how we have one official language in our nation. That's not helping our country.